7 Life Lessons from Studying with a Monk. When I was 18 years old, I suffered from anxiety and stomach problems. A compassionate physician and practicing Buddhist referred me to a Taoist monk who specialized in meditation and martial arts. I ended up healing myself of anxiety and stomach issues by doing meditation and went on a great journey of self-discovery. Here are 7 lessons I learned while studying with a monk. Number 1, keep trying until you get it right. The most important life lesson I learned was trying something 3 times, maybe even 4 times, before you stop trying and move on. Also, this monk taught me that, even after multiple tries, you should work on different angles to approach things that are difficult. If you keep trying, you'll eventually get where you're going. Number 2, the answer to your question is inside of you. As part of the original monastery training, a monk didn't answer direct questions from a student unless it was a well thought out question. A Chinese proverb says, "Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself." They did this because they were preparing a student to deal effectively with problems in the real world. In life, whenever we try new things, we have to go into new places with only a small amount of information. The real world doesn't give us all the answers. The greatest teacher is inside of us. Number 3, real wisdom in life comes from doing something and failing. I've been in sales since I was 16. I remember going to work and getting so angry with myself because I didn't get a sale. If I ever got rejected, I'd get upset with myself and I'd want to quit my job. But I'd just keep failing over and over until I became good at it. When we struggle, we learn about ourselves and what we need to do to become stronger. Number 4, when you start to do meditation, you recognize the egotistical mind. Everything in the ego's world is the result of comparison. I compared myself to other salesmen and would blame myself because I wasn't making as much money as them. A lot of us try something and get rejected, so we give up. Even worse, we blame ourselves for a long time and get depressed. When I started to do meditation, I began to identify my ego and was able to build separation from it. Number 5, patience is a virtue. The monk always made me wait, and I dreaded this. For example, when I got to his house to train, he'd make me wait for a minimum of a half hour, sometimes longer. We'd go out to dinner on Friday nights, and he'd show up at the restaurant an hour late. His first question was always, "How's your mother and father?" Of course, in my head, I'm thinking, what do you mean, how's my mother and father? I just waited here for an hour and 15 minutes. But after a few years of this, it never bothered me. And not only that, it spread to every area of my life. Because of this training, I can honestly say that I very rarely get upset about anything. I never get agitated anymore when I have to wait in a long line or when someone cuts me off on the highway. Patience is the gift of inner calm. Number 6, detach from your ego. At first, it's hard to sit at a restaurant by yourself. You're constantly worrying, thinking that people probably think you're a loser because you're sitting by yourself. But the reality is, you will never be happy if you care about what other people think of you. When you let go of your ego needs, it's easier to accept and even benefit from whatever comes at you. Number 7, happiness comes from within and also comes from outside. I learned this from observing the Buddhist physician I met. He used to do meditation in his office before he would interact with his patients. He was one of the happiest and most compassionate people I've ever met. By creating happiness inside, he was able to increase that emotional state by spreading it to others. We must cultivate happiness from within and work to spread it around to everyone we interact with. The monk used to say, "Everyone has a purpose or a mission in life."